Coronation Street spoiler. Megan faces police questioning after being exposed. Everything has completely shifted and taken a dramatic turn. A visibly low-spirited and disheartened Will declares that he has decided he no longer intends to relocate to his mother's house. Ben feels a sense of relief upon hearing this, while Maggie does her best to conceal her growing anxiety and inner panic. Will goes on to explain that reporting Megan to the authorities was the most difficult and emotionally painful decision he has ever been forced to make, especially because he genuinely loved her. Back at the police station, Lisa conducts a formal interview with Megan. When Lisa discloses that Will has accused her of engaging in a sexual relationship with him, Megan firmly insists that the allegations are completely false and fabricated. Following further questioning regarding the missing 2,000 pounds taken from the rover's safe, along with her alleged plan to escape and begin a new life in France with Will, the question remains: will Megan ultimately face criminal charges? At the same time, Tim confides in Sally that Trisha has been deliberately ignoring all of his messages, prompting him to decide that he will go to her workplace to confront her directly. When Tim finally tracks Trisha down, he confronts her head-on and makes it unmistakably clear that whether she accepts it or not, she abused him when he was just 14 years old. How will Trisha respond to such a serious and direct accusation? In another part of the street, as Sam makes his way down the Ginnel, he unexpectedly encounters Will, who issues a threatening warning toward him. Meanwhile, officers arrive at the builder's yard and begin a thorough search as they collect items that could potentially serve as evidence, including several scaffolding poles. Finally, Jodie returns to number 8 to collect the remainder of her belongings. She reassures Shona that there is no lingering resentment or hard feelings and claims that she will be staying with a friend for the time being. However, as Jodie walks away, her facial expression shifts noticeably, taking on a much darker and more ominous tone. Coronation Street reveals the truth behind Sam's situation as emotional scenes loom ahead. Coronation Street producer Kate Brooks has clarified what is really happening with Sam Blakeman following his troubling and increasingly worrying behavior in recent weeks, which is set to continue unfolding in upcoming episodes of the long-running soap. Viewers who have been deeply concerned about Sam Blakeman and Coronation Street are finally going to discover the truth behind the teenager's distressing actions and emotional struggles. Sam has been gradually spiraling out of control ever since he uncovered that his teacher, Megan Walsh, had been sexually abusing fellow teenager Will Driscoll. Megan intimidated and threatened Sam into keeping silent, and when he eventually found the courage to speak up about what he knew, his claims were dismissed, and he was not taken seriously. Now that Megan has finally been exposed for her actions, next week's episodes will see Will officially report her to the authorities. However, despite this development, Sam's condition continues to deteriorate, with the young teen appearing to suffer from symptoms resembling psychosis, while it has remained unclear exactly what he has been seeing or experiencing. There have already been several unsettling moments where Sam appears to be threatened, and these eerie incidents are set to continue in the coming episodes. It is becoming increasingly evident that his mental health is rapidly declining. Now, Coronation Street boss Kate Brooks has spoken out to explain what is truly happening with Sam, even addressing whether Will is genuinely targeting him or if something else is at play. Speaking to the Mirror, Kate explained, "Involving him in the Megan storyline and making him another victim of her manipulation felt like a compelling and meaningful way to tell the story. However, as a direct consequence of that, his mental health has been severely and profoundly affected by everything he has experienced, from the manipulation to the disbelief he faced to the constant fear he endured whenever he was around Megan." She continued by revealing that a major mental health storyline is planned for Sam, adding, "We are going to explore a significant mental health journey with Sam, and he is going to struggle deeply throughout the spring and into the early summer months. The story focuses on his family recognizing, hopefully before it becomes too late, that he urgently needs help, as he is extremely vulnerable. It also highlights that Megan's actions have not only directly harmed Will and the Driscoll family, but that Sam has also become collateral damage in the situation. This confirmation makes it clear that a serious and emotional mental health storyline is now underway, with difficult and heartbreaking scenes expected in the near future. It remains uncertain how severe things may become, or whether his loved ones will realize the extent of his struggles in time to support him. Kate also hinted that intervention will be necessary before it is too late, raising concerns about whether Sam could potentially be in real danger as the storyline progresses. These revelations come as upcoming scenes show Sam becoming increasingly frightened once again. Spoilers indicate that Sam pleads with his friend Hope to join him at the Red Wreck so they can watch a meteor shower together, but she turns down his request. Later, when Sam notices Will leaving a classroom and casting a sinister glance in his direction, he becomes visibly shaken and unsettled. As events unfold, Sam is once again seemingly threatened by Will, prompting him to flee in fear. He later confides in Hope about what has happened, and she encourages him to tell Leanne Battersby. However, when Hope accuses him of being overly fixated or obsessed with Will, Sam loses his temper, and the sense of danger surrounding him intensifies once more. In another moment, Sam overhears a conversation between Nick Tilsley and Toya Battersby, in which they express concern about his well-being and discuss whether counseling might help him cope with his anxiety. However, what Sam hears and interprets is completely different from what was actually said. Left feeling terrified and isolated, Sam becomes convinced that his own family does not believe him and that he is entirely alone with his fears. In a further alarming moment, he discovers a tracking device hidden inside his school bag, raising a chilling question: who could be tracking Sam? Coronation Street, Jodie's fate sealed as she mysteriously disappears from the soap. Fans of Coronation Street have been left trying to piece together exactly what has happened to Jodie Ramsey, the long-lost sister of Shona Platt, after the enigmatic newcomer suddenly vanished following the show's heavily promoted Murder Week storyline. Viewers were left feeling confused and puzzled when Jodie Ramsey failed to appear in Tuesday night's episode, though many now believe they may have figured out what could have happened to her. The character, portrayed by Olivia Francis Brown, first appeared earlier this year during the soap's crossover episodes with Emmerdale, where she was discovered tied up in the back of a van under mysterious circumstances. As the ITV soap, which has experimented with a range of different storytelling formats in recent years, built anticipation toward its dramatic Murder Week, audiences speculated that Jodie might be killed off. She had been named as one of several possible victims in a flash-forward scene, alongside a number of other villainous characters teased earlier in the year.